okay?
It's just one of those days. You ain't feeling friendly. Everybody say they hate you. They ain't really listening. It'll be okay tomorrow. So just bear with me. And I'll do the same for you. 'Cause y'all, music talking It's just one of those days. You ain't feeling friendly. Everybody say they hate you. They ain't really listening. It'll be it.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Gerald here, aka JFro90, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys my tour book collection. Okay, so technically I've been tour book collecting for 13 years, ever since my first really big Janet Jackson show. I'll get to that tour book later. But it's really only been the last 2 years where I started buying from eBay for other favorite artists of mine. This is not a collection that I plan to expand and have massive. I really want tour books for artists I love and artist tours specifically that I love. Now there's some artists I love that I kind of would like every tour book, but also too, I didn't go crazy with prices for these. I was very reasonable. I was, for the most part, $40. That's what I usually look for. And by this time last year, I laid it all out and I realized that I have a pretty nice collection here. There's only a few that's still out there that I'm looking for, but for the most part, this is it. When I get those, I'll update you guys. And what I'll also do, just to also, if any of you are interested in the books I'm going to show you, I'm going to have links for every tour book I show you in the description. And I love tour books. What's fun for me is I come from a place, when it comes from Janet Jackson and Michael Jackson, going on the websites, being a part of forums. And back in the days, almost all the website had specific galleries. And some of the galleries would show you, you know, where you could look at the tour books. It's a digital, they'll have digital scans of the tour books. You can basically see every page. But it wasn't until I started buying tour books where I realized, that they're about more than the pictures. They're very much a visual experience within themselves. It's almost like the photo jacket of an album used to be, where they would have a few pictures, but in all of the lyrics or something like that. They're works of art. That's how I look at them. We're gonna start with what's technically the oldest tour book I have, and that is the Jacksons 1978 Victory Tour book. So, I'm not gonna give you guys with any of these. I'm not gonna give you every single page. It's going to be like eBay, where I'm going to give you just a little bit, you know, just enough to get an appreciation. What I really like about this book is that it's very much, you know, like a biography. You got little prints down here so you can read about each of the brothers individually. It's a cool program. Lots of pictures. Some we've seen before like that. Love it. The Jacksons. Not the Jackson 5. This is the Jacksons, 1976 and 1989. No Jermaine in this lineup. And then I love this page here, because I think this is the first really big tour that the brothers had done when they moved to CBS Records from Motown. I think this is the first like world tour that they had done in a long time. But yeah, really cool book. The back cover there, and the link is below. It is the Victory Tour. This is very easy to get. This is everywhere. I think you can get this on Amazon too. This is everywhere, various prices. It usually goes for like $20. I think I paid $5 though, because mine has like an imperfection here and it has a torn page in the middle. But the seller of this one made up for it by having something cool too. The actual ticket stub from the Victory Tour. This person was at the show. So that's pretty cool. I feel like that's really nice. I also have a ticket stub collection too, but that's not... I kind of prefer... I kind of mostly keep it to shows I've been to, so, you know, it's not too many. But yeah, you get pretty cool shots in here. I think that's a part of the tour book. I do not think that. I think that it would cost a lot more if it actually had Michael and the brothers' autographs. But you see, in this lineup, Jermaine's back in the group. So there's Marlon. Okay, and then so the torn page just fell out there, but that is why this costs very cheap. Man, a really cool collage picture there. Yes. And yep, so this is the 1984 Victory Tour, the very last tour of the Jacksons. That's all 6 brothers. So check that out in the links below. This is all the Michael Jackson section here, I imagine, because the next one is bad. The next one is bad. This is cool because you know what? This is a tour book that through the digital copies I've seen inside of many times, but I never actually held until I bought it, and it wasn't until then that I learned that it's like this fold out page. It's so cool. Yeah, forgot about that. That's awesome. That is awesome. That is cool. Very cool. See, I was about to get mad. I was about to say, is there a tear in here I don't know about? But yeah, this is cool. Give you guys just a little bit there. Yeah. So this is from Michael Jackson's first solo tour, Bad. That ran from 1987, and the last date was on my birthday, a year before my birthday, January 27th, 1989. I would debut the next year. I do not have the Dangerous one. That is actually very much on my list, but I cannot find an English copy. But I cannot find an English version of the Dangerous tour book that is less than like $150. So again, I like to be very practical with this collection. I really don't like to go over 50 if we're being completely honest. And I think this one was 50. This is the History tour book. This I love. This I did not know how huge it was. Little kid me would have absolutely adored this. By the way, my hair is giving very Stranger in Moscow. Coincidence? Kind of. I love that hair. Love that so much. So much. So this hair I'm wearing is kind of like that. Anyway, speaking of Stranger in Moscow, yep. And then also the back cover. This is one of my favorite pictures of him here. This is the tour book. This is the tour book for Whitney Houston's very first tour. And I got a very good price on this because there's a few imperfections. It's very old. This is another original. This is not a reprint at all. But I love it. I love it very much. In fact, I don't think most people realize that Whitney, between 1985 and 1991, I think she had like 6 tours, but only 3 albums. Like, they kept her on the road. She was touring all the time. So there's a lot of different tour books within that time frame. So I do love this one. This is awesome. Very nice. Yep, this is from Whitney Houston's very first tour. Her next tour, this is to promote the Whitney album from 1987, and this tour ran from 87 to 88 or 89, I think. And this one I love. I love this picture so much. I love the back picture too. I love that like so much. That's so old school 80s Whitney. I love it, love it, love it. And just to again give you guys a little peek here. Here we go. There's Whitney. Here's Whitney. Got some really nice shots of videos there. Love that picture too. Yep. So this is the 1990 to 1991 I'm Your Baby Tonight tour. Yep. Love it. Love it. Love this cover. This is one of my favorite covers. Compared to the ones I've shown you so far even, this is the most glossy one. This is very different. Of the Whitney tour books, this is absolutely my favorite. Love it. Love this. Really good stuff. Love this is one of my favorite pictures of her. Love this era. This is up there in my favorite eras, for real, for Whitney. Like, just beyond The albums, the look, the voice, fantastic. This is the Bodyguard tour. This is the Bodyguard tour. Got this one from eBay as well. Another glossy one. Night tour. Love that one. Love that shot from the I Have Nothing video. Love it. Love it. Run to You is one of my favorite songs by her. But yeah, very good tour book. It's funny. She always gave us a poster. She always gave us a poster. Love that. So this is a really good one. This is another one where they have 1 million copies of. Now I believe this one is a limited. So this one is for a later edition of the Bodyguard tour. I think this is what she was using in 1993 and with 1994, 95-ish. So I prefer this cover picture here. I really like this picture. This is one of my favorites of Whitney. She just looks really chill, really low key. One of my favorite shoots of Whitney right here. Cool stuff. And that's a wrap on Whitney. These are all Janet. So these are really my introduction to tour programs. This is Janet's first tour book from her first tour, the Rhythm Nation tour in 1990. This one is always on eBay. I know because I've been looking at it for years. And last year I finally took the plunge and bought it because it was at a very reasonable price for mint condition. Whoever I bought this from, they also included their ticket stub and this cool little advertisement that fell out too that you can use as like a book thing. Now what's cool, I'm going to say before I actually give away some of the little things in Janet's tour books, Janet for the most part does tour books really well and really different and really special. So like I said, most of the photo shoots and most of this tour book in general I had seen online for years, but I never actually physically held it until I bought it. And so one of the cool things that you find is things like this sheer page here. Love that. Little details like that. Side note, this is actually very much one of my favorite pictures of Janet ever. Love that picture and the lighting. Love this one too. Love that. Yeah, this is a great tour book. This is a really great tour book. So, again, I'm not going to give it all the way. And that's the back cover there. I got this one on eBay, but this one has actually very often been on Amazon. So, it's pretty easy to get. One that is not easy to get, but I got a very good deal for it on eBay. I think it was under $50. Spoiler. This is maybe my favorite tour book of them all, and it goes for another good example of something you have to hold and feel to appreciate. The 1993 to 1995 Janet tour book. Now, when you look at the pictures inside the book, it looks like a standard tour book, but when you feel it, this is very different. This is very high quality material here. And you get things like the glowy name there. Really good stuff. The paper quality in this. It's like you're feeling a very expensive notebook or something. They went into detail with things in this book here. So again, I'm not going to show you everything, but I'm going to just show you some things. Just show you something here. But the way the paper feels. It feels expensive. It feels very expensive. And it's some of my favorite photo shoots. This is my favorite group of Janet dancers at this time. Really good stuff. And then there's cool stuff like that. Man. And it's cool pages. And there's cool pages like this for you to read, and you get to see the costume designs here. It's very detailed. See, now these are a good example that I didn't see online or anywhere before actually getting the book. So, online is not going to give you everything. So, this is again the Janet tour book from 1993 to 95. Coming up next, another great one out the park here, the Velvet Rope Tour. Now see with the lighting, you can see the coolness in this book here. It's a lot of pages like that. But yeah, this is pretty standard actually, but it's great. It's great photo shoots, great information. This is another one where the paper feels really expensive and high quality, and it doesn't. I don't think that it reads the same way as what it feels like. So, really cool book. This is another one that is pretty fairly easy to get. I've seen this one a lot more places, like on Amazon too, but a lot more places than I have seen for. Gives you a little fold out there. Tall fold out, actually. Yeah, tall fold out. Okay. Love that. This is most Janet fans' favorite era, and I completely understand. It's a great group. Very, very unique era in music. That's the back cover there. Really cool. That is the Velvet Rope Tour, 1998 to 1999. This one is billed as a magazine. It's like the Jane magazine, but it's Janet instead of Jane. And yeah, I remember I wanted this so badly when it was new. I love that the back cover is basically another alternative for the front cover. Love that. Because I really love this shot, but I love both of the shots actually, but this is the actual front cover. But this is another great book, and it comes with like little Janet poster too. That's the cool thing about eBay when you buy from other fans, is that you never know what cool things you might be getting with it, like pictures and cool stuff like that. But yeah, really cool book. But yeah, good book. Pretty run of the mill. This one is a bit smaller. Like, you know, if you compare it to the Velvet Rope, it's smaller. The All For You tour book is the beginning of where it gets a little bit more run of the mill. But luckily she doesn't have too many like that. This one is extremely personal and rare to me, because this is the first one I ever bought in person at the Rock With You tour on October 28th, 2008 at the Palace in Auburn Hills when Janet came to Detroit, the Rock With You tour. I think this was also like the second to last concert, but yep, I've had this book for 13 years in my possession. And used to hang it on my walls, but you know, now it sits here. What I love about this book, now she returns to something unique with this one, where she does photo shoots. She does photo shoots for this one to kind of give everybody a little behind the scenes look into her world before she hits the stage. So that's the Rock With You tour. The next one, she returned to the big sizes. It's the number ones tour. Now this is a good one. Pretty easy to get online too. This one is kind of like a compilation, a compilation tour book from the different eras. So not a lot of crazy unique things in here, but I like the writing. I like the detail. It's a cool book, and it's promoting her book True You, because that was the big craze at the time. At the time, along with the tour, this ran for all of 2011, and love the back picture. I actually love this picture. I actually think this picture should have been the front picture, really. Okay, this is another top tier Janet tour book. When I bought this tour book in person, went to my seats, and when I sat there, I was like mesmerized. I think I flipped through the pages like 3 times before the show started. Like, it's just so good. This is the Unbreakable tour book. I think this one is actually fairly hard to get to now, because the Unbreakable tour did not go very long. It was a shorter tour because this is when she pretty much canceled the tour to, handle starting a family. Mine has a rip. And this happened very new. Like, I want to say within the first 2 or 3 days, but I was reading it and flipping through it like all the time. But very much, it's okay. This is a fantastic tour book. The photo shoots in here, one of my favorites. Like, you really get a lot of unique looks and a lot of unique, arranged. And I feel like the tour book tells a lot to the story. Because if you guys remember, with the Unbreakable era, we didn't get a ton of promotion for Janet. We only got 2 music videos, but I feel like these two both are some of my favorite shots of her. I feel like this tour book gave a lot towards the album that we didn't get, like, in terms of promo, and I was okay with that because to me the album did all the speaking, and this tour book did even more speaking. So that cover there, and this we're also back to different quality too. Love this here. This is see through. Yep. Okay, next one is not my favorite Janet tour book, but what is very interesting is that it is the return of her going back to a different paper quality, and that's really cool. But it's a very simple book, but it's the State of the World tour. The irony in this is that the State of the World tour, the last tour that she'd done, the show was crazy. It gave all these different looks, all these different styles. She was performing B-sides and album tracks from all the albums through the years and all that. But what's funny, through that, the tour book is very simple. It looks like a one-day photo shoot, but I love the simplicity too. I really do. It's a very nice look, and you know, she has the natural hair and just cool stuff like that. Really loved it. This is a page of just, you know, photocopy of her lyrics, sheets that she's written down through the years and everything. But yeah, love this book. I love this book, but I will say I just wish it was more of a variety of different looks and different picture styles and all that. So, love that picture. And I also really love this picture. And then my most recent tour book, it cost $70. I paid it in person. My most recent tour book, this is the most I've ever paid for a tour book. This was $70. So, but it's pretty cool. Look, this is for Janet's Metamorphosis Las Vegas Residency. Now, this one has some really great shots in it. Some really great photo shoots. She really went out there with changing up different looks and different styles. I love this silver, love the silver page and all that. It's really cool. And okay, and then these portions here are some of my favorite picture. These portions here are some of my favorite pictures of Janet ever. Love them. I will share that with you guys. These are 2 of my absolute all-time favorite pictures of Janet here. Love it. And that's about all I'm going to give you guys of the book there. What's missing from my collection? I want some Mariah Carey ones, especially from the early days, but those are pretty hard to find. But I really want the Daydream Tour, the Butterfly Tour, the Rainbow Tour, and the Emancipation of Mimi Tour. Those are the essential 4 I want for Mariah. And then I also want a few from Prince. I want the New Tour specifically, and then a Love Sexy Tour as well, and then the Diamonds and Pearls Tour. I also want the Jacksons' 1980 Triumph Tour. I feel like that would be a great find. Well, a great addition. But that one I haven't found under $150 either. So, and we're not rushing. We are not rushing. We're not rushing to spend that money. But after that, I'm good. And then after that, I'm good. Like I said, I swear, I'm not trying to have the most massive tour book collection in the world from a ton of artists that I don't know. I value the tour books I have. I usually keep them locked up, but I knew once I started doing videos and all that, I wanted to share that with the world and wanted to inspire you guys. Collect tour books. They're really cool, you know? Really cool to just take a look through. Take a look and read, and you know, you get to appreciate your favorite artists. And sometimes a t-shirt isn't enough. Sometimes the mug isn't enough. It's nice to just have something to pull out and flip through. So I think tour books are worth the money. It's my favorite piece of merchandise for my favorite artists. So anyway, thank you guys for watching me go through my collection of tour books here. Again, my name is Gerald. I really appreciate you guys. Please feel free to follow me on social media, Instagram, Facebook. Please like the video. Please subscribe. If you want to donate to my channel, to my GoFundMe. I'm still recovering from pneumonia. All that's below as well. Most importantly, don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other and your hair.
I can feel with everything that I want. My sweet love, ride with me, bang. If you can feel the pain, I'm gonna get what you want. I can leave you with everything that I wanted.